Okay, it's time to do some analysis. I hate doing videos like this. This is just for the algorithm, but here we have Bobbi Althoff. That's an interesting last name. Anyway, Bobbi Althoff talks to Keke Palmer about her viral interviews, her definition of an industry plant, and more. Now that's ironic because she literally is an industry plant. Keke Palmer, she's not necessarily an industry plant, but she's been in the industry for a long time. Like a long time. I'm talking about she's been acting forever. Like Keke Palmer's been part of the industry. I'm talking about for a long time. So there might be a slight difference with her. Maybe you can't call her per se an industry plant, but she's just a person that's been part of the industry for a while now. Bobbi Althoff, she is an industry plant. Now, I'm not going to give you my definition of an industry plant. We're just going to listen to these gals talk, and let's see if we can catch one of them up, particularly Bobbi Althoff. Interesting last name. Anyways, let's watch the video. I'm going to pause it a lot because I just there's 4 parts to the video. There's four parts to the video, so I can't be replaying it. It's gonna be 45 minutes long, so we're just gonna analyze it as we're listening.
I mean, I don't truly know. I feel like it means I don't know.
Oh, let me refresh it. I think I missed the beginning of it. And here you're gonna have Bobbi play dumb and act like she don't know what will be happening. And I hate it when white girls do that shit. like particularly when I remember when Just Pearly things with her Me Too story about her coach. I didn't know what was going on. Just the coach invited me to the bar, but I had to find my fake ID. First of all, if you got a fake ID, you on that bullshit. Like it's very simple. It's very simple. But anyway, people be missing stuff like that. But anyway, let's go to the interview.
I mean, I don't truly know. I feel like it means I don't know. I mean
Okay, so they're talking about the definition of an industry plant.
The industry is helping you. I don't know where. I know I applied and they were yeah.
What I think is an industry plant is. What I think industry plant is. It's like somebody that has been that is tied to.
You're staring at her, and Keke probably knows this. Keke Palmer, she probably knows she's looking at an industry plant right there.
Someone else in the industry and uses those connections to capitalize, and they have zero talent.
That makes
so like Bobbi. Like Ice Spice, who else? Sexy Red, that's another industry plant. Have we mentioned Steve Harvey yet? To a lesser extent, Kevin Hart, because obviously he was already in the circuit, but the way he blew up, clearly, you got people that are placed, in positions, right? So, who else? Who else can I say? Jennifer Lawrence. I hope I'm saying her name right. Jennifer Lawrence. Let's name some male industry plants. Basically anybody that's gay is probably an industry plant. I'm sorry. Any openly gay dude, or how about this? Closeted, anybody that's closeted or openly gay in the industry, they're clearly plants or planning to be plants, right? Oh. This is a big one. What's his name? The big gorilla looking dude, big old gorilla. Saucy Santana, that guy. That is an industry plant right there. Wow. I mean, talking about an utter and complete embarrassment. Jesus, I just wish he just goes away. Man, another industry plant I'm trying to think of, because we're going by Keke's definition. I'll try to think of more off the top, but there's a lot, especially in the the music game and the comedy game, the movie game, right? The TV game. You see a lot of these untalented people. you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is on that end. Drake, industry plant, right? Who else? I said Drake. Jay-Z. Okay. Okay, so now the names are coming to me. Jay-Z, he's definitely an industry plant. Definitely was placed at the position that he's at, right? So I'll say, because some people don't be liking my sports examples. People don't be liking my sports examples because, even in sports, you have people that are placed in front of you as, okay, this is the golden child, right? So, but they want. For example, when you look at the Seattle Seahawks, when they were dominating at one point, a lot of their best talent were unrefined type people, meaning these were just people that they brought to win, right? Marshawn Lynch, to a lesser extent, what's that dude name? Earl something, safety. I'm blanking on his name. Very unrefined. You know what I'm saying? Richard Sherman. Who else was on that secondary? But yeah, you got these dudes. They'll come in, and you could tell they brought these people in to win. Marshawn Lynch, right? Pure talent. He not even about the media, right? But then you got somebody like Russell Wilson, who they want him to be the face of the franchise, but the team gravitates to beast mode. Yeah. So that would be kind of like a sports example, right? You'll have the NFL is made a certain way to make sure, in my opinion, certain type of quarterbacks to dominate, right? Caucasian quarterbacks particularly. So they can have that head position, so they can have the most money, right? But then you have glitches in the system, right? Like a Lamar Jackson. He gets a lot of flack, not necessarily because of just his skin tone. It's because he came out of, it's not that he came out of nowhere, but he was not supposed to be drafted in the first round. He was supposed to fall. He was supposed to get humbled and change his position, but the Ravens took a chance on him. And now the reason why Lamar Jackson he fucks up the game, because now you got these teams, they in the AFC North, they basically build their teams around stopping Lamar Jackson from running, right? So now you got these edge rushers, they're mutants. So basically anybody that faces any team in the AFC North, particularly the Steelers and the Browns, if you're facing the Steelers, the Browns, or the Bengals, it's almost impossible to play against the Steelers or the Browns and put up points, because they got freaking mutants off the rush, because they're building their teams to stop guys like a Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes. Even though he's not a glitch. Patrick Mahomes, he's a planned. That's planned, right? But I'm just saying, because of how dynamic Lamar Jackson is, you got teams now where now their edge rushers are mutants. So now you can't have a prototypical guy that's just standing in the pocket with solid feet. You got to have somebody that can move now. So now teams have to have black NFL quarterbacks if they want to survive. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they made things a certain way in the NFL.
More sense than what I thought it was. So I was like,
and you don't have to agree with me on that point, but I'm just watching.
What did you think? I don't know. Like the industry comes in and is like, hey, like we pick you. You're gonna be the next. I don't know.
But that's how it works. They're usually selected. It's not necessarily based on talent. It's who you know. A lot of times, if your parent is a part of the industry, it's a lot easier for you. Same even in sports. Same old.
I don't have any ties though, so I would love to.
Cap. I'm pretty sure if I do some quick research on her. Anyway, and if you don't have any ties, that means you tied your hair back and, did somebody in to get to in the position that you're in.
I've had ties. I feel like my life would have been a lot easier if I had ties. Don't have any ties.
Yeah.
Just.
Why do white bitches be doing that? Stop lying. Anyway.
Well, you do feel kind of planty. We do have the same manager, so is this?
I know, isn't that crazy?
It feels a bit planty.
This is definitely planty.
You got here in 5 minutes. It took me 20 years.
I don't.
I caught that shade, Keke. Anyway, let's go to the next clip.
Interesting. So you came in knowing, okay, I was maybe going to be.
Let's go back to the first clip. I just want to hear Keke Palmer's definition of an industry plant one more time.
Truly, no. I feel like it means I don't know. I mean, the industry is helping you. I don't know where. I know I applied and they were yeah.
What I think is an industry plant is what I think industry plant.
Okay, right here. Let's listen to her definition again of an industry plant.
Is it's somebody that has been that is tied to someone else in the industry and uses those connections to capitalize, and they have zero talent.
Somebody in the game that has no talent but uses their ties in the industry to move up in the game. And ties could be anything, because especially in Ice Spice's case, from what I researched, the little I researched though, she knew somebody in her college or something. She was basically fucking with somebody in college, and the guy was a son or just related to a record producer, and then that's how she just got popped off. She just ended up smashing the right person. You know what I mean? And then they put her in a position. So I like that definition. That's not a bad definition.
Yeah, I'm not, but maybe I should just go with this.
Yes.
So what are the similarities between the character that you play and you, the real Bobbi?
Okay, so these are different clips now. Now she's talking about her character, her real personality.
The similarities. I mean,
she's still acting now. Let me see. Bobbi talks about backlash. Let me see.
Acting.
So then how do you deal with the backlash? Especially okay, so for the Drake interview, and then it rolls over to the Yachty, then it rolls over to the Offset. And then there's these Twitter threads where they this white girl coming in hip hop and she's capitalizing off of it with this character that kind of leans into some negative stereotypes. Do you care about that when you start doing your next interviews? Or are you what do you think when you read this stuff?
Well, so during it, everything kind of happened. I was I didn't, I said, I don't really plan anything. So it's my Drake interview happened just because Funny Marco interview happened. He followed me from there. And then Drake told Yachty to come on. So then Yachty comes on. And then Tyga followed me. So then I DM him. And I'm oh, do you want to? So it's just whoever. But
damn, how many ninjas she smash?
I also asked a million other people too.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be there was kind of a connection in the beginning. And but I don't know. I don't I definitely see.
I don't know where it came from. And yeah. I'm damn, they all really sound the same. First of all, she's lying. And she's omitting a lot of things that she has. You don't get these type of interviews without doing a favor. You don't. You don't. Even men have to do certain shit to get certain favors in this industry. They're not just gonna give it to you off GP. That's very rare, and I'm pretty sure you are not the exception. But it's no hate to her, but that plausible deniability.
What people say online.
It makes you
acting.
Okay, let's see what we got on the next clip.
It makes you go viral too.
I don't like to go viral for they say all publicity is good. I don't love when I see publicity that's not good at all. So yeah, I kind of took a step back because of
I seen a Twitter thread the other day. It was she only interviewing Jessica Alba, people like that now. So I was curious. I was did it kind of spook? Did you feel wait a minute, I don't want to be negative, or was it just what made you kind of take that step back?
The step back was just my mental health was just not good at all. I mean,
here we go. My mental health. Oh my God. That's the thing. That's the difference between when men start hitting their stride in the industry, or they start making some certain money, they start gaining some traction. They just go, okay, I got to go into overdrive. I got to push this. But when these 304s get into that position, and literally they allow them get in that position by literally doing no work, instead of taking advantage of the luck that they have at the moment, they end up sandbagging and just end up staying in one place. Really, if I was her, I'd have just kept pushing it, just see how many more celebrities I can get on my shit. But because Bobbi, she gonna be here and gone tomorrow. People are already gonna forget about her 2 years from now. So anyway.
It makes you go viral too.
I don't like to go viral for they say all publicity is good. I don't love when I.
So yeah. Because I never understood what she has done. Let me see this one. This is what I skipped.
Interesting. So you came in knowing, okay, I was maybe going to be a good interviewer.
Yeah.
I'm not, but maybe I should just go with this.
Yes.
So what are the similarities between the character that you play and you, the real Bobbi?
The similarities. I mean, I am really awkward in real life. So yeah, it's not always an act. I genuinely am really awkward at times.
I mean,
so that's the real part of it.
That's the real part.
Her the interview, she basically stole that interview style from Funny Marco and many others. There's really nothing when we talking about what's her personality. She has no personality, but that's how the industry works. That's when we talk about industry plants, people that are placed in front of you. This is why I always encourage people, when you make a declaration of certain people in the industry or people that in the industry, even when it comes to sports, just make sure it's not something that was given to you. Like Tom Brady being the GOAT, that was given to you. They're telling you that, but you don't have to think that. What do you see what do you see? That's all. That's what I try to tell people. And that's not no disrespect to Tom Brady. I think he's the greatest quarterback of all time. I just don't think he's the greatest player of all time. My reasoning behind that is not hate. It's literally because if you have a position in American football where you're not even allowed to breathe on the person, you're not even allowed to tackle them on their legs. It's a penalty. Meanwhile, running backs get literally knocked upside their head. Their knees get taken out from. They get their legs snapped from all the leg shots that they take, and they're in constant threat. They get hit all types of ways. There's no penalty for popping them upside the head. Meanwhile, quarterbacks, you're not even allowed to touch them, even in practice. It's such a different position from everywhere else. They need to be judged separately. That's why it's very unfair for me to say, oh, this quarterback, he's the greatest football player of all time. Oh, look at all the Super Bowls. Look at how long he lasted. Of course, to me, to say a quarterback is the greatest player of all time, it's like saying a goalkeeper in soccer is the greatest player of all time. That's like saying Gianluigi Buffon or Iker Casillas or Manuel Neuer is the greatest player of all time. But it's just their position besides everybody else on the pitch. It's so different. It's such a different position. They have a whole different set of rules. So you got to put them in a separate category. That's always been my opinion on it. That's just from me watching it. So let's look at some of the comment section. He says she changed her look since Offset lightly dragged her. Let's not bring her back to life. This is actually true. After the Offset interview, because I saw clips of it, it looked like she got destroyed by Offset. I don't think she was ready for that. I'm not sure she was ready for that type of a dragging. And then all of a sudden, my mental health. So she is the definition of what you see what you call an industry plant. She is definitely she is definitely the definition of that. You know what I mean? So it's no disrespect to Bobbi. There's a lot of people I don't really I don't hold up like this too in real life. It's not just Bobbi. It's not just her. You know what I mean? So hopefully she doesn't or fans of hers don't take what I'm saying to heart like that.